First, I start with nothing, a blank canvas. I explore until I begin to see a path, unveiling before me, offering a promising gesture worth saving. I add layers, textures, visions, sound. I add bodies, connections, relations. To the music, to our bodies, to one another. My name is Rafael Bonachela. I am the Artistic Director for Sydney Dance Company and the choreographer of To One Another. When I started this work, I began with a simple idea of how we enter this world with nothing. From that point on, we are shaped by our experiences and relationships with the people we meet. I invited poet Sam Webster to join us in the studio, where he wrote poems inspired by the movement, improvisations, and the way dancers relate to one another. Those poems were used to inspire the making of More Dance, building a mind map of ideas, relationships, and inspirations. When we commissioned the photo shoot, the idea is still an embryo in my mind. I wanted to capture the group, which is always a challenge when working that many people into a frame. For this work, I am collaborating with Tony Asnas, and we chose to include a digital element in the work, which also made it into the shoot. When I am happy with the idea, I join Anne, Georgia, and the team to discuss ways of promoting it to our audience. Then I come full circle, returning to the studio, to spend 2 months working with Amy and the dancers, creating a work we will be proud of. We explore until we see new paths, new textures, new visions, sharing energy between us in an otherwise empty space, unearthing our relationships to ourselves and to one another, and then it comes to life.
My name is Tom Bradley. I'm a dancer at Sydney Dance Company, working towards my first major world premiere. Rafael Bonachela's To One Another. I joined Sydney Dance Company 2 months ago at the beginning of 2012 and have been working every day since then on the company's latest production. The day we have here is quite varied, with dance class in the morning alternating between classical and contemporary. It's hard work. We are constantly working to keep fit, a requirement to stay at the top of our game. Rafael joins us at 11 AM each day to continue working onto one another. Straight away, I found getting a rhythm with the dancers quite uncomplicated. Everyone here is very professional and dedicated and inspiring, and you can't help but get swept up in their devotion to human expression. Using tasks, Rafael provokes us to push on, and with the support of Amy, he carves shapes out of our bodies to form complex lines and rhythms, often moving so fast, you find yourself wondering, how did I get here, when I started all the way over there? Intensely raw, this new work requires us to look inside ourselves before we look to each other. We must break ourselves down before building back up again. It raises as many questions as it does answers.
I kept my hands away from you. We would make love without chests touching.
Behind every successful arts company is a hard-working team of administrators, support staff and production crews.
It was as if it never happened.
Sydney Dance Company's behind-the-scenes team takes the art of dance and brings it to the world.
It was as if it never happened.
Our role is to help the dance works reach their full potential by providing preliminary support before the work is created, through to aligning all the right elements for a successful world premiere and subsequent national and international tours. Through different channels, we offer greater access to our audiences into the world of contemporary dance. Marketing, publicity, interviews, education, sponsorship, donor support, more interviews, and of course, providing a space to let the creativity flow. All these elements come together to form the vital framework that puts 16 dancers on the stage. We build as they break themselves apart. We project outwards while they reflect in. At first we start with nothing, and then we end with dance.
We tried to stay apart, to keep our own friends, and to keep our lives intact. But we fell, and we fell, and we fell. Then we were alone together. That was what you wanted, wasn't it? That was what you wanted, wasn't it?
But we fell.
We fell.
And we fell.
And we fell.
And we fell. Then we were alone together. That was what you wanted, wasn't it? going to do this. It's best if you feel the pain first.
It's a puzzle begging to be created. But first, we must find the right pieces, the ones that fit and the ones to throw away. Sometimes we fall in love, but it just doesn't work out. The pieces must talk to one another, relate to one another, connect to one another. And when we strip it all away, the ones that are left standing are the ones we take to the stage. My name is Tony Asness. I am the production designer of To One Another. When Raf asked me to collaborate on his new dance work, I wanted to give the dancers a second skin. The costumes are carved from each individual dancer, forming new relationships with their bodies. Unique to each performer's own body, while at the same time visually connecting on stage. The design evolves as the piece evolves. As the music develops, so does the set. Both are moving canvases. The light will impress our mood, ease our intrigue, and shake our senses. When all the elements come together, they become something new. We experience connection and disconnection, to be one, alone, and singular. We find the difference between solitude and loneliness. We strip away what was done before, start from a blank canvas, and build back up again.
This is it. Tens of thousands of man-hours all come down to 60 minutes of sensory overload. The costumes are ready, the lights are focused, the stage is set. We started in the dark, we added light. And now, the night is ours. This last week, we have been refining the work in the theatre. This is where all the hard work leading up to this point forms a solid foundation of the production. Rafael's choreography, Tony's design, Benjamin's lighting, Nick's music, and Samuel's text all come together to create something entirely new. The light changes when a dancer enters the stage. The music reacts when the bodies fill the room. We experience a journey going beyond where any single element can take us. They explored until they found new paths, new textures, new visions. They shared energy, filling an empty space. They unearthed relationships with themselves and one another, and then they came to life.